Hi, it's Tony at Camp K9. Is that better? Stay. Okay, so I'm in the middle of planting my tomatoes, and I came across a problem that I thought you probably will come across this as well. I've gone to plant my tomatoes in the ground, digging a hole for them, and I realised that actually there's a rather large obstacle underneath it that I can't dig through, and I can't dig deep enough to allow space for the roots. So when you're planning a garden, you spend hours and hours deciding where everything's going to go, and most of the time it's dependent on where the sun is. So you need to plant your tomatoes where the sun is. So I can't very well move where I'm going to plant the tomatoes. However, there is one thing I can do. I can put off planting it for a couple of days, and I can take the plant and I can lie it on its side like this. And then what's going to happen is it is going to reach towards the sky to where the sun is. Now, I'm not going to pull that too far at the moment because obviously it's not built like that and it will probably snap. But if it does it naturally on itself, what you'll end up with is the main part of, excuse my hands, the main part of the stem doing this, and then it will move and it will go up like this, which actually means, given the fact that we've got hairs all the way down the stems here, that each one of those hairs can become a root. It means that you can make the most of your roots. You can make your tomato plant, it may not be able to go deep, but it can spread out its roots. So put it on its side, let it bend itself up naturally with the light. Don't force it, because you've probably planted these from seed and you have been nurturing them for months to get them to this size, and you're ready to plant them in, and you really don't want to accidentally snap the thing in half and kill it. So don't force it, let it do it. It will do it, it'll only take a couple of days. It'll turn towards the sun, it will start to go up, and when you think you've got enough of the stem straight and enough going up, then dig a long hole and bury it lengthways with the bit coming up. So just to clarify, if it was going up if it bent from this point here upwards, you would bury all of this to here under the ground, and then the top bit would be bending itself up straight towards the sun. If it's not quite up, it doesn't matter because it's going to right itself anyway. But there you go. There's a tip. I just came across a nice big log that I had used to fill the bottom of one of my containers because I didn't have enough soil. So I had to use that method for that, and I thought I'd share it with you guys because you'll probably come across it with a rock or something in the future. So there you go. Good luck. Bye. So I think earlier on I might have mentioned, either in this video or the one before, I'm not quite sure, about I had planted one of the tomatoes, and I was showing you around, and I happened to mention that I saw a flower on one of them and that I should have pinched that off. And you're probably wondering, why on earth would you pinch off flowers? Because that's where the fruits come from. And yeah, you're totally right. That is where the fruits are coming from. And in the not too distant future, I hope that my plant will be absolutely covered in beautiful flowers that are going to become delicious fruits for me later in the year. However, right now is a really stressful time for the plants because I'm moving them from their pots into their forever homes in my containers here and in my raised beds. And going through that root movement is really, really stressful on the plants. I've already shown you a tomato that is suffering with some of the stress from being planted out, simply because I was trying to rush things and I planted it out when it got too hot yesterday. And you don't want to put those plants under too much stress. You want them to be growing the strongest roots possible so that they can take in as much nutrients as possible, so that they can become nice and strong, healthy plants and give you as much fruit as possible later in the year. So right now, my focus for these plants is to get those roots to be nice and strong. Now, if they're shooting flowers at this precise moment in time, hello, Simba. Hello, my darling. If they are shooting flowers at this precise moment in time, their focus of energy is going to be on creating fruits. He's just about to knock the camera. Hello, darling. Yes, he's a good boy. And yes, so the plant is going to feel very torn. It's going to have these flowers on it that it thought it was safe to start producing because it had been in a stable condition and got to a certain size. So it's going to be torn between turning those flowers into fruit, and the bees are already out and they're busy, so it hopefully won't be long before they actually are doing that. But right now, this moment, I really don't want them focusing all their energy on creating a few fruits. I want them to really be focusing on creating nice, strong roots. So I'm going round and I'm pinching off my flowers, and I'm only going to do that today. I'm not going to do it because they have got the next few days to focus on their roots then, and then they'll get back onto producing flowers again, and then they'll have plenty of fruits further down the line. So yes, in case any of you were wondering why would she pull off the flowers? When you're transplanting tomatoes, you want them to focus on roots, not fruits. Remember that. Okay, I'm going to get on with my planting now. See you in a bit.